Okay, thank you for coming. I'm here. Okay. Thank you for coming. Sorry that I'm not speaking Japanese. Can I take this? Okay, I can take it. So hi again. Thank you for coming and allowing me to give a short presentation here. Sorry that I'm not speaking Japanese. I can speak English, and even it's not my native language. So my name is Sergey Ignatov, and I'm from St. Petersburg, Russia. It's far away from here. It's about 11 hours just to fly here. I'm a software developer at JetBrains. JetBrains is a company which produces tools for developers such as IDEs, tools for reviews, for continuous integration, issue tracker, and so on and so on. Particularly, I'm working in the IDE department, and I'm responsible for such products as golang.tokyo, and also I wrote a Erlang plugin for IntelliJ. Maybe some of you know such products. So this is my email and Twitter account. If you want to contact me, don't hesitate and just ask me whatever you want. So JetBrains is a company which produces a bunch of tools for developers, as I said already, and this is our logo, and I just put it here because it's very nice and colorful. Actually, what is Golang? Golang is a standalone IDE for code developers, and which produce very good and useful code assistance for you. This is particularly code completion, bunch of inspection and quick fixes, also refactorings, and very useful stuff. I will see it later. I will show you a small demo of it. Also, because IDE it's not only editor, it's a bunch of tools just putting together, and we're trying to do our best in that field. And in that case, we provide debugging even for tests, running your tests with coverage, integrating with already existing tools, also produce very useful version control integration, and so on. If you are working in somehow web field and you need to create or rebuild your JavaScript application, we have a very useful stuff for here too. It's a part of our big platform, and we just take the part of responsible for JavaScript development and put it into our product. So this is our website and our Twitter account for jetbrains.com/go. So we can open here, and so this is just a landing page, several screens here. You can see a video here, or you can see pictures here as well. Sorry. So if you don't know what is it, please try it or just have a look, because it's very useful. I'm particularly using IntelliJ in my day-to-day work, and I'm really happy with it. So right now it's so-called early access preview. We don't have a final product yet, but we are going to release it by the end of the year. And right now we have some kind of beta version which released maybe one in a month, more or less, something like that. So we also relying on our users to providing good feedback for us, and depending on this feedback, we are going to implement such and that features as well as fixing bugs. So I suppose it's better to start a small demo. So this is our application, and this is colorful screen. So first of all, I'm going to enter presentation mode. Yes. it's enough, or I need to do it much more? Is the size of this font is enough? It's okay. So first of all, it's for me a good idea. First thing that you need to use it's navigation, because you can open a new project, or you'd like to understand what's going on and what's your classes, what you need to open, or your methods, and so on and so forth. So first of all, you have very useful navigation, and you can type here, I don't know, for instance, right closer, and you can see you have a bunch of these right closers, and you can navigate to this interface here and there. So you can navigate to that particular field and going back and forth. So it's very useful. You can find not even interfaces, but even methods, and you can try to find a method seek. Okay, it's a bunch of methods in JavaScript somewhere. I don't know where it's particular, but if you'd like to, you can open a method here. So it's very useful if you'd like to understand how to navigate to your particular fields. Next thing, you can see a file structure, and you can understand what this particular file or even package contains. So we have a bunch of methods here, a bunch of types. You can filter it out and navigate through them, and even show a small definition without losing your. There's no need to go to the definition if you'd like to see. You can open a small pop-up and just understand what's going on under your card. So it's very useful. And also, you can see a small green bar with particular key which you need to press. So for instance, I press Alt space for retrieving this small pop-up. So next, the same, you can open every file, whatever you want, and it can understand several wildcard expressions. And you can open something test. Oh, sorry for my Russian language here. And as well, you can see what is a file, and you can go from that. For instance, I'd like to open AUG test. Okay, it's very nice and very useful. Second thing about navigation, you can see you can open the project view and see as usual is not very deep, but usual tree with your files. But I suppose it uses information, and you can open just a small navigation bar here, and you can do it almost the same without losing your focus from the file. So just again, you can press Command Up or Alt Home Windows, and just see this navigation bar and do whatever you want. Filter files, filter out files, and go to them, or just rename or copy them somewhere else. Okay, just it was about some kind of some topics about navigation. Other stuff. So returning to our matter. Okay. And here I'd like to navigate to interface matter. Okay, and I'd like to understand what particular structs are already implemented in interface. In that case, I just earn OK. Show me implementation of these methods. Okay, it's a bunch of implementations, and you can see them or even navigate to there. Okay, it's another struct, and I'd like to go up and I ask my IDE, please show me the super interfaces, and I just go to the method because it's only one interface which implements this structure. But for instance, if I understand correctly, this one go to super. Oh, sorry. We can implement something. So we can go standard meter, and in that case, I am trying. Okay, please implement the interface right closer, just from here. Okay, so right now it implements several interfaces, and we can choose whatever we want and navigate to this closer or right closer or writer, and so on. In that case, we can just return these changes. It's just a demo, and there's no need to ruin this project. So what next? We've already seen how you can generate something, and for instance, you can do almost the same. For instance, if you'd like to return a function for here, and we can say, okay, we need to create a function for here, and it's already prepared a return value for you, return type here, and just put it, okay, I need to return my standard meter, and just fill all this stuff. For sure, here we have completion for all these fields, and you can choose which fields you need to create here. It's very useful. In that case, we can just extract this method. There's no need to use a function for here, and I'm just saying, okay, just extract me this one. Okay, it's a new standard meter 2 because I already have one. Yeah, so again we just return it back. In that case, if you just ruin something or you just not even push or commit to your Git repository, you can rely to our so-called local history, and we can see history for this particular file. So inside the IDE we have a small so-called database for all your files across all your projects for 1 working week. So for 7 days you can rely to this local history, and in case you just forget to commit something and you merge something or even rebase and just ruined all your stuff in your product, you can, okay, we can local history, and we can just see what's happening, and we can revert it here as well. So according to the main thing that we've already done the previous year, it was understanding the type system of Go language, and that type navigation, which we already seen, is reliable stuff, and also we provide some kind of so-called smart completion here, and it's completion which filter out not really valuable things from your completion lists, because we understand the context and we understand you need a special type here. We can just filter out all this stuff from the completion list which not suitable in that case. So for instance, this particular method needs to int 64, and we have a bunch of variables here, and it's not very useful here, but we can reduce the completion list just for several items. Just press Control Shift Space and just see it here. if we need something very rare here, for instance, I don't know, we need to return something very stupid. For instance, we have a meter here and we need to return a meter, and in simple completion we just a bunch of stuff here. But if I involve the meter, we have just several variables here, so it's very useful. What's next? Maybe I forgot something from my list, just give me a second to check it out. Okay, one thing about completion I already forgot. You can show this small definition pop up here just for all your articles from your completion list, or even invoke the show documentation here if you have some useful comments for your stuff. Or for instance, I'd like to tab fm print. What's fm print line here? Yes, we can see what's going on here, or we can invoke the documentation here because it contains a bunch of useful information, and you can see, okay, we need to use this or that. In that case, if I'd like to print something, we have a small gray tips here. It's not very useful for print line because it's a stupid dummy holder A, but if you have something useful in your methods, for instance, just go into it's very useful things. You can navigate, it's a file meter, and I can navigate to the corresponding test file. It's called meter test, just pressing Command Shift T, and we can go back and forth to all this stuff. For instance, you have more valuable names here, and you have a function new register meter. It contains a parameter name, and we can show a small tip here, because if you're providing some kind of variable here, you can understand, okay, it's R realized, so it corresponds to registry. In that case, we no need to provide the help information here. But what is foo, we don't know, and in that case, we just put a straight label here. So that part was about some brief introduction how to use IntelliJ in your or our Golang standalone IDE in your day-to-day work. Continue to also we have integration with test runners. Right now we have a bunch of unused things, and it's better to we can navigate our gates and use import, and we can remove it. That case here we can run these tests. It's very easy, and you can navigate your tests. If something wrong, for instance, you have, I don't know, that tests, you have 23 here. Okay, we can filter out green tests. It's only one of them, and we can navigate to here and see what's going on, and we need to understand, okay, I need to reduce it back and forth. In that case, we can even debug these tests. So we can go inside the function and see what's going on here. Okay, we create a new standard meter, some deferred function are involved, and just return the value. So it's not very interesting, but when you need to debug something inside, it's no need to add your print lines and just ruin your code. I don't know how many time do I have. 10 minutes more. Okay, in that case, I can show that the last thing. I suppose it's very interesting. It's very useful, and it's our integration with version control systems. And in that case, we can create a new branch here, or check out a new revision, or understand, okay, just compare what's going on in that, and okay, it's adding a new function here, and what's going here, another new function here. What's going here, we can see all the changes and going back and forth for all this through all these changes. So it's very useful if you like to understand what your colleague just pushed in your error and you're trying to understand, do you need to revert it or not. For instance, I'd like to revert all this stuff. So in that case, I have a change list here, which contains all this reverted code. For sure, you can do the same from your command line, but it's not so useful, and if you have a special tree with it, it's more or less convenient, as for me. So I suppose in that case we can go to question. If you have some, please ask me. If not, I'm really thankful that I can give a talk here. Thanks again.